Yo, this is Map Wizard, and welcome to another tutorial video. Basically, last time we chat, we talked about the common room and integration and tricks on editing and error fixing. Now we're gonna implement. I'm gonna show you what was implemented for the secret area. There's a third secret area that was added. So one of the things that I started to work with is I started to work with putting rocks, these rocks here, and put a three over there, and then there was a hole in it. Um, and I didn't want to do a bush like the other. I was kind of like thinking about more putting like a slide thing with a hole. And the idea of putting the water after came by, and I didn't put the water right away. And as you see, the water is very thick. So what I did is I took the liberty to take a lot of time before finishing it. I didn't know how to finish it exactly, so by putting the rocks, I started with the rocks and then the three, and make sure that I have a sliding platform so that I can fall in the water at the bottom. Because at the water, there was nothing. It was like empty, just water. There was no wall, anything. And I'm gonna jump in it and show you. So after, what happened is that I started to put like a basic rocks around it, create like a kind of a hole, and then put a piece of rock so that I can slide down in the water. It was working fine, and I didn't realize that I could put something here. It's just after that I decided to tweak a little bit the rock to put them like closer, and then I put the water in, and it actually gives a very nice look. I love it. So once you go and you slide in and boom, you fall. So this video is about showing you how to do this cave basically. There's the You're falling from above, and so I didn't started the leaves are like kind of like details. So what I started down there is I started by placing like big pieces like these ones here, and these pieces basically form the cave. So I wanted the size. So I put the challenge that I had is when I go here to make sure that the pieces I put are not actually being seen from inside the building. And once I was sure about that, then I knew that the piece was properly set. So what I did is I took the rocks, sized them very maximum size, very thin, and then I started to work with them with roll and pitch in order to get the right angle. So if you see, I try to get an angle so it really looks like a cave. And then I closed here. Originally, it was way higher, and then I started to play with these pieces, and I realized that there was it was probably better that I lower it down so I can have like a point of entrance that go toward the bunker. So basically, after placing like all the big pieces, I started to put like these little things there. Uh, After what I did is, if you see it and you go in the water, I put the structure in the water for the rocks. So at this point, my point was to try to create like an environment where I can have rocks that the player swim to, so that he can actually get out of the water. So because if you come here, you see like deeper rocks, and then you get other rocks higher level, and then you get up. So these is actually from the collection, the terrain collection. So if you go in the gallery and you go to terrain, you're gonna find something like, I believe it's pretty late, so I think it's the shark gallery. Is it the shark gallery? No. Anyway, in there you're gonna find the pieces. That's actually, I think it's the first one. I keep mistaking it all the time. Yeah, I think it's this one here. Yeah. It's these ones here. So I think I took like this one here, which I extended like very to the maximum width, and pushed it a little bit in order to integrate. And then I put the rocks to come in front, so I do a transition from rocks to bottom to dirt. And then I had it like all the rocks and try to do irregular rocks all around, um, and try to do like a rocks that are a little bit longer than others, which kind of breaks the eyes from like having to all the same time the pattern, which makes the cave more beautiful in my opinion. So basically, I had these rocks, and once it was done, I was figuring out there was holes, so I figured that I could hide something for the player in order to heal, and decided to repeat a little bit the story with the mushroom because I like the effect from the glow cave, the glowworm cave map that I did. I had it some mushroom within the water. It's something I've never seen. It's kind of like the this is actually contaminating all the rest. So and once I was done with doing this, that's where I started to realize that I can do like the cave and add those stalagmite and columns. And after only I started to put like the leaves. First I did like a first streak here, and then I realized that I could potentially expand it, and it would give like a better view and covering the rocks. Like nature usually goes from one point and then stretch out. So that's what I did, um, and I added like a scar right there. So for player to grab, put some lights, and then started to add the plants. I did put some plants inside the water as well. So if the player is going down, it gives like a nice effect of a cave, of inside cave with plants. So this is pretty much like there's a crystal there, which I think I'm gonna remove. So basically, I've tried a few things. I've tried to put some like in here. I added some. You see when it goes down, you see some fog. I gauged it. I try to expand it to the water like at width, like at large. It was okay, but I didn't like because when you were swimming when I tested it, there was some sort of flickering happening to the player view, which I didn't like, so I removed it. And I figured that even if the water is just like springing like that, I think the cave is actually pretty nice with the spike at the ceiling and the columns and all the little details. One of the things that I also made when I created this, I managed to get a little bit smart and create an eye illusion in order to give like a special access area. Put like some sort of special items in here if you can find, and basically put torch and some fire torch in here. I think it was giving like a nice look. Um, and that's pretty much what it is for the cave. Now, one of the thing that was a little bit more challenging is to figure out how to do this. So at first, I tried to do it with rocks. It was working, but not exactly giving me what I was expecting. I thought I could do better, so that's when I started to search a little bit more for more material to use. So I went in the collection and the libraries and found in the haunted. If you go over here under haunted, you can find these walls and rocks. And I figured out that with this door, that would match pretty much the color of the rocks, which is darkened, and I could have like a decent look with this. And I was like seeing I didn't see at all the possibility of using these pieces at first. I've seen the stairs and the columns. Usually, I like those to build stuff. So I created this. I had the light in there to give like an effect of light from the above. So it gives like an indication to the player to where to go, and some reflection on the water. And once you're going in, these walls, basically, I've used this is actually the same stairs at the top. You see, there's a gap in between. I didn't pay too much attention to try to close it because I think the player, when he's coming up or coming down, he's looking at the stairs to go down. He's not really paying attention to these small details. For what I'm concerned, I think it's an acceptable defect. Um, these walls, I didn't change them at all at the beginning. They were made from the same material as these. That was the initial version because I thought like it had some value to do it. It's just after I realized that the integration from the cave to the bunker was very bad in a sense because this door was already there, but I had put here. You see, I've used broken wall after replacing the steel beam because the steel beam was not fitting with that door, and I didn't really like what I saw. So I started to change all the walls to put these bricks, which is from the haunted, and change the in here these basically these tiles from from the ground, which gives a better integration to the cave, to the bunker, and with a hole within the brick. So it's kind of like it's like a hidden passage, and then you can jump in. And when you jump in now, you have a wall which integrates from one wall to the rest of the bunker, and then you're ready to go with a different material on the ground, which I think it was a nice call. I One other thing I was thinking of doing is let's go for and pick up one. One other thing I was thinking of doing is try to position this over here to see how it looks. Um, if it works fine, I think this is what it is. Why I'm doing this is because you see the bottom portion is unbreakable, and undestructible. So even if something happened, since I don't know if I'm gonna put the settings to unbreakable or if I'm gonna proof everything up. Um, Basically, we're in a bunker, so we want to see since all the level have these kinds of tiles. I think it would be smart to actually do the same tiles. So then you go down to the stairs and you go back to another level. If you go up, this is the kind of floor that you're having. Where I'm at here is finishing basically this room. Um, so far, I just created to up to this point. So this is a basically indestructible as well. This needs to be a non-prop usually. So you gotta pick it up, and then we're getting toward the end of this bunker. For what is to put the structure. You see those H beam? This is what I had put originally for the other section, and it didn't fit. Um, this bunker, this door here is we're at the third level here of the bunker, and it's actually the second level from the entrance, but it's like a split level if you compare, because this is the level that leads to the commune place, and this basically we're going to the second level. And if you look, the second level is having like a split level that goes like in between the two, which is giving like a different aspect or perspective because you can play in the area. Now, this is a room, and I don't know what I'm going to be using it for. I have to go back to the plan that we did originally for like engine room and stuff like that, and try to see how it fits and readapt my plan to see how I developed it, because I went without a plan to design this, since everything was getting together. I went with the flow of designing the map rather than try to force myself to follow, since we didn't have anything specific for the lower level. So I was following and going with the flow and free building basically. That's where I think that the map is it can go sour, cause and it can go good. You see, the cave was not in there. It was something that I had in mind. I didn't know if I was going to do. And if you look at the memory, this is 33,000 on over 100 for what we've created. It's amazing as a memory management. Um, anyway, this is for now what I can show you. I think if you've learned how to do. Basically, you see from time to time what it is. It is to edit. You have to edit, always edit. Oh, sorry. You have to always edit and modify uh, pitch, roll. This is what developing is all about. Um, basically, you create an idea, you create a plan, you forward with that for like the core, and once you get into development, you're gonna see there are gonna be some ideas that's gonna pop in your head, like what can I do? I don't know how to do something. And if honestly, it's okay not to know what exactly to do with it. um, and you let it go and let it sit for a while and do something else, and eventually you're gonna have like the perfect idea that's gonna come up your head, and that's what you're gonna put on, because you need time to figure out the solution. Just like I did for these walls, I didn't know how to integrate it, so I did something, and my brain was telling me that I didn't like it. Just like the cave, I didn't know how to do the cave. I thought I could put like two big rocks and something. I had like a big idea, but I didn't know that it would come up as good as it is now. Um, I'm still thinking of maybe putting some green stuff going down here a little bit. That would give like an extra nice look, because the green with the rock is giving like a contrast, which I really like. And that's pretty much what this video is about. This is a simple idea, very simple to do, because if you see, you just position them and you make sure they're not blocking anything about the top. uh, that was another issue that I had, is that we can see at the top the rock. So if you manage not to show that rock at the top and in your building, the piece is properly positioned. And basically it's just a matter of slanting up things and putting rocks together. And as you can see, rocks is rocks. Depression and cavity and bigger rock, smaller rock. This is what makes the irregularity that makes the cave beautiful, basically. One of the things that I did here is why I did this extension is because I wanted that a player that falls down, that sees this nearby him when he's falling, he could freak out basically because he thinks he's gonna die. But actually, that's not what happened. Anyway, I hope you learned something. I hope you liked it. And don't hesitate to recreate these kinds of cave, Just go and do it. Start a small project, do a cave, test it, and try to play with the material. There's only one way you can learn is to do it. Once you do like these small project, you're gonna get knowledge on how to do things, and and from time to time you're gonna get better and you're gonna improve how to position and how to play with. Most of the time when I position these things, I am off grid. I don't use grid at all. And the reason is that I have the ability to, once selected, if I select it here, I have the ability to go sideways. I can go like this, and I can go like this. I can go lower. So it's easy to adjust, but you have to size it first and put it in the right angle. And if you don't have the right angle, you just play with the angle just a little bit to adjust it slowly to where you need. And that's pretty simple. So you got to reference yourself with nature itself, like a cave. They're always going to be structure underneath. It's not only outside that you're going to see something. There always going to be some life, which is you see life. Mushroom could be considered as life. The water is flowing, and the light is for the player, basically restriction, uh, guidance, if I should say.